So in this video I'm gonna try to explain some issues I'm having with normal maps, the different things I've done to try to fix it unsuccessfully, and hopefully somebody out there can tell me what I'm doing wrong and show me the right direction. So the issue that I'm having is that the shading here, as you can see, is quite wonky. There's a bunch of shadow going on in this edge area, and you can see it here, and it's not supposed to be there. It's causing me a bunch of troubles. Let me start by showing some images of how everything is set up. So everything is shaded smoothly. I have recalculated the shading outside. And before you say, oh, just harden or flatten the shading, that's going to solve your issues. Later on in the video, I will explain why that solves this particular issue. It gives me other problems. So here's the topology. It's very simple. I want it to be a game asset, and all the UVs are flipped, so it's just, mirrored. Here is the normals, and because it's smoothly shaded, it has this gradient on it, which isn't particularly nice, I guess. I guess this is wrong. However, it does sort of work. But yeah, as I said, later on I will show you why flatten or harden smooth with the shading will give me other issues. So here's my normal setup. It is non-color spaced, and the green channel is flipped because sometimes you have to do that, and it's plugged into tangent space and plugged into normal here. So here is the shading, which is very visible inside of the shading view, I think it's called. It's not that noticeable inside of Eevee, it's still there. However, inside of cycles, it becomes very much more prominent. You can see here, there's like a huge rim here, which is super ugly. And here I have two different versions of topology, which does give different results. Here I have a little bit more, which turns it into this, and here I have a little bit less, which is preferable because it is a game asset. It should be as low poly as possible, and it makes the shading sort of bleed out. So one sort of fix inside of quotation mark would be to just edge slide this edge loop as close to the edge as possible so that the shadow only is at the very tip. That doesn't really solve the issue, it just sort of hides it, but I want to learn how to do it properly. I actually found a solution inside of Marmoset where you fix the mirrored tangents, it's called. Let me show you. Okay, so here I've fixed it. Let me just make it the way it's supposed to be in the beginning. So here you can see the issues as they are, which is very ugly, very horrible. However, Marmoset has this box called Fixed Mirror Tangents, which fixes the issue that may arise if your mesh has mirrored UVs. And as you saw in my my UV image, everything is mirrored because it is a game asset. So if I fix the mirror tangents, that solves the issue for the most part. There's a little bit of darkness going on here, which is a bit ugly, and there's a little bit of poking going on in the faces, but it's a huge improvement, and it also solves more subtle issues. Like here, there's an ugly seam going on here. If I just tick the box, that fixed it, and here's another ugly seam. Tick the box, fixes it. However, this is a fix inside of Marmoset. How do I replicate this fix inside of Blender? I have no idea. So what I did was I deleted half the mesh and added a mirror modifier. And it seems to be that the merge option is doing something. It shifts the shading issue to the top instead of the bottom. So let me show you what happens if I hard or flat shade the thing. So this is what I'm trying to get. Here's an axe I found on the internet. Which has very low topology. It has very nice normal maps. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm aiming for. However, when I hard or flat shade the mesh, I get this really ugly seam, which looks really nasty, and I have no idea why that occurs. And in Substance Painter, which is where I'm baking everything, the issue never seems to occur. Everything looks perfectly fine. This is still smoothly shaded. However, if I flat shade it and plug it into Blender, let me show you what happens. So I'm gonna take now the flat normals, and then I'm gonna hard shade flat the thing. So this looks fine, right? Unless you zoom in, and then you get this really nasty edge. Like, ew, this is disgusting. Why would you want this? So while flat shading solves one issue, it seems to give me another, and I have no idea how to get this result properly. So yeah, I tried different things. I tried importing, exporting out of Maya and ticking some boxes there. However, that didn't give me the result I needed either. But yeah, I'm gonna upload this and hopefully somebody out there can give me some clues on what I'm doing wrong and how I can improve this. Yeah, that was it for me. Thank you for listening.